Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Sell More Book Show, episode 636. I'm Brian Cohen from Best Page Forward. Very happy to be seeing you today. We are doing this show live as we've been doing it here on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, wherever they will have us. And so I love seeing that Leanna and Anita and Carla and Sultan and Kathleen, Elle, Patty, Charity, Rachel, and others are here. And our Instagram people like Becca and Ellie and Matt and some other wonderful, wonderful folks. So we have a really, really great. Okay, that's very interesting, Deborah. Deborah had us on multiple platforms and I was shouting at different levels. Very interesting show today. There's been some doom and gloom being spread around. We're going to question it. We are sponsored by the Groundbreakers Author Mastermind. The link is in the show notes or in the Facebook posts where you can make sure that you book a call with us to talk through if Groundbreakers is a good fit for you. This is our 6-month coaching program that's very good. We have multiple alum of this program who are currently making well over $5,000 a month, and they show no signs of stopping. But that's not where they were when they started. They needed to get the foundation in a good place, and that's what Groundbreakers is meant to do. All right, let's go into question of the week from last week. What's a permission you could give yourself that would radically change both your joy and your results? Albie Blazo Blake said that I'm allowed to take breaks, afternoons off, or even a full day. It's true. And I find that a lot of the time that I allow myself to have breaks, I actually sell more books. I actually make more money. Funny how that works. Helena Hattery said, after reading your question yesterday, I gave myself permission to buy Genius at Work, Do Not Disturb signs off Amazon. I love that, Helena. Very, very smart. I think that setting those boundaries with the members of your family is always going to be a positive. Ann Bennett said, after years of always having a work in progress, once I published the final book in my next trilogy, allowing myself to take several months off to work on marketing only. Updated all front and back matter, sort out ads, review keywords and descriptions, the joy of marketing. I love the joy of marketing. You know, I'm a big fan of having joyful marketing, and I think it's great that you know what you want to do and you know what to focus on. I think this is going to be a positive for you. Awesome. Just looking around at where the people are saying the things. Awesome. So let's go back to our favorite thing to do, which is talk about the top story of the week. Top story is survey says no one is buying books anymore, or so think some authors. According to a recent Authors Guild survey, which has a lot of authors believing the worst. Well, it's not that cut and dry. The survey of 2,000 readers or authors is being interpreted as doom and gloom by the writer community. Okay, it is 2,000 readers. With one assumption being that library lending is the cause of lower author incomes. But others point to fatal flaws in the Authors Guild study. Quote, their data on sources of reading is a one-shot thing, writes Kevin McLaughlin on Facebook. They are not comparing the 2026 data on reading sources to any older sources. They are simply assuming that the decline in reported author income is caused by a change in how people are reading, end quote. McLaughlin points out that book buying itself is up by nearly 100% since 2009, with the exception of a dip during COVID. Channels are continuing to report increases in audiobook and print book sales. In addition, the survey looked at who is reading books and where they're getting them, not how many books are being sold or how much money authors are making. But even their lower reported author incomes may not be clean data. Quote, the average income of Author Guild members who claim to be full-time authors has dropped by almost half since 2009. Yes, But in 2009, you had to be a successful, traditionally published author to get into the Authors Guild. Today, any indie who made $5,000 over the last 18 months can join. End quote. If the rules change, allowing many more people who also make less to join, the odds that average income will go down. That doesn't mean that overall author income is down, just that more people can call themselves authors now that self-publishing has entered the business. Quote, everything about the data suggests that overall author income is sharply up since 2009. There are more 6- and 7-figure authors right now than ever before in human history, but the competition is more intense as well. And excellence is no longer optional. I like that final line. Excellence is no longer optional from McLaughlin. So, guys, whenever a survey comes out or some info comes out that says we are doomed, I implore you to question whether or not it's true. More often than not, there are going to be doom and gloom surveys that come around. And who knows, Authors Guild published this one, but others are going to come around that make it seem like there are fewer people reading. But you know what? Plenty of people are reading. Plenty of people are buying. Guys, when I go to the mall, and I've been to the mall a couple times recently because I was buying a new suit, it's always packed, no matter what day of the week. It's always packed. There are always people. There are people buying. And I know that there are always questions about the economy. There are always questions about, well, do people even read anymore? And the answer is yes, people still read. There are new 6-figure authors this year. There are new 5-figure authors this year. There are new 7-figure authors this year. People who never reached these heights reaching these heights. So there is always, always, always opportunity to succeed. But as McLaughlin said, you do have to be really, really good. You do have to be really, really good. So, question, hot potatoes of wisdom question. How do you keep going in the face of all the doom and gloom about the author business? You just keep going. Consistency, consistent mediocrity. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep doing, keep taking action. My learners and my intellections in the room. I get it. I get that you get a satisfaction from learning more, from trying to take all the courses, from the FOMO there. But in reality, action is more often than not the solution. Getting more words on the page, getting more things working for you is going to make more things work. You have to put in the time and the action. So in the face of doom and gloom, you work, you take action, you keep writing, you keep marketing. So another question. Even if my books are great, how can I possibly get them seen with so many new books being published every day? New books are being published every day from 2014. So this hasn't changed. There's AI now, which some people are putting out books faster, but not all of them are good. I think the same proportion are still good. So you have everything you need, which is the knowledge that every book you write needs to be 20 to 30% closer to what readers expect. If readers expect certain plots, if readers expect certain characters, if readers expect a certain cover, it is up to you to get closer. It's not up to them to understand what you write. It's up to you to bridge the gap between your readers. Does that make sense? Let me know what you think, especially those of you who are live. 20 to 30% closer to what readers expect about both the writing and the marketing. All right. So we got the lightning round here. Chicka-choo. Summer is here, goes the first question. My family wants a vacation, but I just want to write. How can I make them see how important this is to me? Both are needed, both and. You need vacation and you need to write the words. So you get to choose. You get to choose if you are going to write on a vacation or not. I think there are cases for not writing on the vacation, and there are cases for writing on the vacation. I have written and done work on vacations before, so I can't be saying like never work on a vacation. I've done it. But I think that both your family is important, and your writing is important. But you need to talk to your family. You need to make sure they know this is important. And they need to understand it, and you need to talk to them until they believe you, until they see the perspective. They need to know. And so if you can write, if you can do the things on vacation, so be it. If they'll let you, so be it. But you need to have those conversations that this is important. And if they support you, they will find ways to help you to get more done, even during the summer. Let's see. I've got some people responding to the first story. Dolly said, I love this. 20 to 30% closer. Definitely needed to hear this. Anita says, we have to keep in touch with our readers. Oh, man, yes. You got to be connected. You got to know what your readers want. Leanna says, I like the 30% closer idea. Good rule of thumb to go by. Yeah. I don't think it's ever wrong. I mean, maybe it's brash of me to say that, but I don't think that rule of thumb is ever wrong. And Carla would love a holiday where it's nice and quiet so she can write. Love it. Kathleen says groundbreakers taught her and she put it into action and her income is much better. I love to hear that. And Patty says also learners can learn from the process of writing. Oh, absolutely. Write and learn from that. It doesn't need to be a course. And Patty is excited to write on her vacation from the day job. So all good stuff, my friends. Second lightning round question. What does a sustainable, joyful author career actually look like 5 to 10 years in? And what do those authors do differently from the ones who flame out? I think the biggest thing that makes author careers sustainable is getting help. Is like I was just talking with an author who was very successful, had $100,000 a month not too long ago. And she says that, she's having trouble keeping up with stuff. And I'm like, do you have a person who can handle your communications? And she says, no. I'm like, well, that's the next hire for you. There is a certain level you get to in your business where you need help. And I think the actual truly sustainable people get that help. They get that help in place. So I highly, highly recommend that you get the help in place. Even if it's someone just 3 hours a month, getting someone to help you with something that you're not able to do on your own, or that is causing you challenges, or that is keeping you from making as much in royalties as you can. Get the help. That's the sustainable thing. All right. Another question. My 6-figure author friend advised me to fake it till I make it and basically pretend to have more readers. Oh, that's awesome, Tanya. Nice to see you. She said she finally made it to one of the streams. Yay. My 6-figure author friend advised me to fake it till I make it and basically pretend to have more readers and a bigger fan base than I do. Do readers care how many other readers there are? Look, I don't think you need to fake it until you make it when it comes to just pretending you have more readers. Like, you don't want to lie, but there are some things that are helpful to fake it till you make it. Faking the confidence until you make it. Faking the making sure you're writing an email like it's going out to more than one person if you only had like a few people on your email list. Those are reasons to kind of fake it, but I don't think you need to fake and pretend that you're a 6-figure author and that you have a ton of fans. I think you should absolutely connect with your readers and be confident, and maybe fake it till you make it with connecting with your readers. Because otherwise you might think well, what's the point of doing this? The point of doing this is that You have readers out there, whether it's 5 or whether it's 50 or whether it's 5,000, and it's up to you to make those connections with them. It's up to you to make those connections with them. So I don't know if readers care if you have readers, if you are a popular type thing, but I know that if you don't make the effort to connect with your readers because you don't feel like there's a point, that can affect things. Number 4, summer is starting in the Northern Hemisphere. How can I best leverage this change of routine for my author career? If it is not usually warm where you are, but it is warm now, take the opportunity to go outside, touch grass, walk around, get movement into your routine. If you are in a place that is usually warm, that is really, really hot, this might be a great opportunity to go to a nice air-conditioned coffee shop or to find ways to maybe write at a pool and get comfy and have the nice iced drink by the poolside. Whatever it is, if you can find a way to take advantage of that climate, take advantage of that climate and the changes that are going on, whether it's more outdoor time or more indoor time, whatever it is that is going to work for your schedule, I would say you do that. Like, I am taking advantage of air conditioning in places and coffee shops, and I'm also traveling north a little bit to get away from the heat. These are all valid options. A couple people were talking in here in the live chat. Rachel says, I brought someone on to create reels and do content polls. It has helped so much. Even if you can't take someone on full time, hiring out tasks can make a huge difference. Seconded, thirded, absolutely. Tanya says, I've been doing a lot of in-person markets this year and it's going so well. Great conversations, new readers, really worth it. Great opportunity to take advantage of the summer. If there are more outdoor markets where you can sell your books, that is a great way to take advantage of the season. Good input there, Tanya. Love it, love it, love it. Let's see. I was just seeing if there were any other people's commenting. Okay. On to the final question of the lightning round. How can I feel like a real author if I'm not making enough to pay the bills, if I'm not making enough to even pay the electric bill with my author earnings? Look, here's the thing. You get to choose your identity. You get to choose your identity. Your identity is not selected by a dollar amount. Your identity is not selected by someone else's opinion. You get to choose. You get to choose if you are an author. And you get to live that. You get to live that choice. You get to say, you know what? I am an author. You're the one who gets to do that. You are absolutely positively allowed to do that. And it does not need to be like whoever made up the rules for you being a real author at a certain dollar amount. Maybe it was the Authors Guild. I have no idea. It's all made up. You get to make up your own rules. You get to choose your own identity. If you want to choose to call yourself an author, then do it. Do it, do it, do it. I love it, guys. Awesome. Let's do a question of the week here. I'm going to do an adaptation of one of these wonderful questions. What does your sustainable, joyful author career look like 10 years from now? I'm going to ask that question of the week. You can answer that question of the week over at sellmorebookshow.com or at the Sell More Book Show After Party Facebook group. Guys, I'm very, very excited that we got to do this show live as we've been doing. I believe next week I will be doing this from a hotel room. So I'm very, very excited for that. Awesome. I appreciate all of you who hopped in to watch the show live. We'll be back next week, of course. So I hope all of you have a great, great book selling week. And we will be back next week for episode 637. Take care, everybody. Bye.